Happy Halloween, gang. So we got Halloween monsters. What are the most iconic mascots? We got, every it's always bugged me about Halloween. We got Christmas has Santa Claus. Easter has Easter bunnies. Halloween has like 50 monsters. You know what I mean?
I'm with it though. Like it can be whatever you as a person want. We're gonna make our top 4
just by like measure of Mount Rushmores. We're not doing what our favorite monsters are specifically.
No, it's like if you came to Earth and it was a monster Earth. What are the top 4 that are going to be on a statue?
Essentially the most iconic, most like memorable. Like when you think Halloween, here's the 4 big ones.
Yes, absolutely.
Start it up.
So let's go in with an easy one. First on the list is vampire.
Vampire definitely makes it at this point.
100%. It's up there. It's the first monster. It'll probably, in my opinion, stay up there forever. But
I think you're right. I think vampires are one of those things. Everyone's dressed up as a vampire at some point.
Yes.
Everyone's seen a vampire movie. Everyone's had some kind of vampire video game or something. Everyone knows what a vampire is. Every far-reaching corner of the earth knows about the vampires. Whoa, so kill blood.
Yeah. But no, so vampires first up, and they are on the list.
Yeah.
So next up, we have werewolves. Putting them on the list.
Yes, on the list. Yes, of course.
Probably another one that's going to stay.
Yeah, I think maybe. I think werewolves, when I think of Halloween, I think of a couple different monsters.
Yeah.
Vampire, werewolf always make the cut in my head.
Yeah, and werewolves are just so cool. They're so scary.
What's your favorite type of werewolf?
I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. It's a 3-way tie.
Okay.
Between the Van Helsing werewolf, Underworld werewolf.
Those are actually those are called lichens.
Yeah, which is the Greek word for wolf.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, so don't come at me. And then, as cringy and bad as these movies are, the werewolves from Twilight are cool because you can shapeshift on command. You get immortality and super strength even in human form.
Yep.
But you have pack mentality, so they can telepathically talk to everybody.
I always felt that was a cringy element of it, that they could talk to each other.
You think that was you think that was cringy?
I was just like, the pack. It's just like it gives those try hard images of people ripping their shirt off and turning into werewolves.
I think people perverted it more than the
maybe.
But I think that's a really cool one because most others, and they're not weak to silver, they have almost all the strengths and none of the weaknesses.
Yeah.
Which is why I vibe with the vampires and werewolves of Twilight, even though it's Twilight,
Yeah.
But they almost have all of the strengths and none of the weaknesses, which is really cool for me because I'm big into power fantasy. Almost every other werewolf can only turn into a werewolf on the full moon. They're weak to silver. They can't control it. They usually hate themselves for it, kind of thing. Yeah. So that's a 3-way tie for me. Those 3.
I like the Larry Talbot original just Wolfman. I think that's a fine design for what it is for the time of being, especially.
Wasn't there a Wolfman with Hugh Jackman in it?
It was Benicio del Toro in 2010. There was a Wolfman. There may have been. I mean, there's been a million werewolf movies.
Maybe he looked like Hugh Jackman. I don't know.
Maybe, bro. But then that design doesn't really hold up nowadays, which is why I do like the more Van Helsing style of werewolves, the more underworld style. Big wolfish man, that's way cooler to me than just like the Twilight version of it's a big wolf. You know what I mean? Some are so lazy that Supernatural, it'll be their teeth grow out a little bit. Their fangs.
Dude.
Or it'll be it's just a wolf. No, give me a werewolf. It's not just a wolf.
Yeah, which is why I think Underworld is probably my favorite of the 3-way tie.
It's that style I like the best for sure.
Where they're on their hind legs, but they're huge hulking monsters.
What about Harry Potter werewolf?
It's alright.
Kind of lame.
Yeah, he's kind of like a bald wolf. He was very skinny.
Chihuahua-y.
Yeah. Right now on Mount Rushmore we have the vampire and the werewolf. Next up is zombie.
I think for right now we can throw them up there.
Yeah.
I do think that might change.
I think
because zombies are iconic and interesting, but they're the newer set. They pretty much zombies were created for movies essentially.
Mm-hmm.
George Romero essentially made that creature what it is with Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And there was no folklore mythology. There was maybe some stuff with voodoo. There's the term zombie is a voodoo term.
Yeah.
But Night of the Living Dead is what kind of spurred that on. Yeah. And you know what it is? It's easy to make a zombie in a movie too.
Oh yeah.
All you do is put a little blood on their mouth, maybe a couple chunks missing or something to make up.
And then an issue too with all the new age ones is they want to make them believable zombies, which I've never liked. So it's always some sort of disease or human sickness, with The Last of Us, The Walking Dead, World War Z. Even I Am Legend, I think are technically more zombie than vampire.
They're sort of a mixture, but
yeah.
I
don't want that. Give me, and The Walking Dead comes the closest because they do have falling off of them flesh and stuff. But give me Rising from the Earth, the zombies, green looking, The ones you see in cartoons and stuff, like Halloween, like when you see Halloween advertising, you never see that zombie anywhere else in media, you know?
Yeah. I like Return of the Living Dead because it's just like all types of different dead stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like a guy whose like body's decaying and he's all made of goo and stuff, and then you get like there was a stuffed animal dog that turned into a zombie and stuff. Dude, all kinds of weird stuff like that. Just zombie can be so many different things. But the stereotypical, like, green kind of, like the Plants vs. Zombies.
Yes, you never see that anywhere.
Yeah.
And I want to see more of that.
I think, because there's so many versions of zombies, it's hard to kind of nail down. Like, with a werewolf or a zombie, you kind of, or with a werewolf or a vampire, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Zombies can mean several different things at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's on the list, may not stay up there.
Yep.
Next on there is Mummy.
Yes.
Right now it would be the 4th on the Mount Rushmore.
It'll have to go up there now, yeah.
Mummies aren't technically that scary to me.
I think mummies soar in like action adventure films, like the Brendan Fraser movies.
Yeah, not so much as like a horror though.
Yeah, even like the Tom Cruise one that came out, they didn't really do that much scary with it.
I never even watched that movie.
You're not missing much.
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I saw part of it and I turned it off.
Did you really?
I wasn't interested at all,
Yeah.
which sucks because I love monsters.
Yes.
And like the original Universal horror movies were all kind of tied in together as like a shared universe.
Yeah, they were gonna do it with like Dracula Untold and the.
Well, no, like back in the 40s, like it was like that.
Oh,
it was like
really?
Dracula would show up in Frankenstein's movie, or Frankenstein would be House of Frankenstein had like 3 of them. The Wolfman was there, so I think they're trying to capitalize on that kind of hype, but like 80 years later or whatever. Yeah. So like it doesn't really work nowadays.
Yeah,
and those monsters aren't scary anymore. Like they're just cool to look at now.
Yeah, which is that's why I like them. Not because they're scary, because they're sick to watch. You know,
they fumbled the bag on that one.
They did, because they could have had gold.
I think they're still using that branding as like a theme park attraction thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty
the
sure.
Dark Universe is still kind of a thing.
Yeah,
but
man, it would have been so cool to see the Dark Universe.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Dracula Untold got a lot of hate. I don't think it deserved. But the Mummy was bad.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they need just a proper, like the Invisible Man was a good step where it was like we're taking this IP, but we're making it more smaller budget.
Yeah, spousal abuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That was in the same universe?
That character is in like the Universal monster movies, but I don't know if it's like,
Yeah. Okay, we have Vampire, Werewolf, Zombie, and Mummy.
We'll have to start trading in and out now.
Yeah, so next up on the list, the Creature from the Black Lagoon. To picture him, you could picture Abe from Hellboy.
Or the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, but I mean, if you can't think of what he looks like, that's pretty much what they modeled.
Also named Gilman. Steven doesn't like the name, but
I hate that.
Technical. Gilman.
You like that, but you hate Ben Victor.
Gilman. I didn't say I like Gilman. It's just another name for him.
Right off the rip, I think it replaces Mummy.
Or Zombie.
Mummy is just not scary.
But I like mummies.
Like if I were to
zombies.
see any of those in a hallway, like a real vampire, real werewolf, zombie, or mummy, the Mummy is the least scary to me.
I do think I like mummies more than zombies, though. I mean, zombies may be scarier.
Okay, I'll go along with it because I don't think either of these are going to keep on the list. So
even the Creature from the Black Lagoon is like.
I don't know.
Do you even want to put them up there?
No, yeah, we'll put them up there.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll kick off zombie for now, and we've got the Lagoon.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
But yeah, he's kind of spooky. You kind of get something like that in the Fallout series.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'll have and Fallout 3 is the most that looks like Creature of the Black Lagoon. Mirelurk. If you look at the Mirelurk King, he looks like a Creature from the Black Lagoon. He looks more animalistic in the new one.
Did you ever watch The Shape of Water?
Yes.
Well, that's a good romantic film about a Creature from the Black Lagoon.
It's
the thing about the reason I say Gilman is because Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's such a mouthful.
Yeah, when you say it like that.
Say it then.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, it take you 4 seconds to spit it out. Gilman, 1 second, half a second.
That did not even take me a full second to say.
Creature from. You said it like you said it like a Children of the Corn. Children.
No, I didn't. You were the one that's a Creature of the Black Lagoon. You made it.
I'm just giving you the syllables in it. Creature from the Black Lagoon. It's just like god dang, it takes forever.
Way better than Gilman.
No, Gilman's fine.
I would say if I had to say Gilman or Creature from the Black Lagoon 3 times.
Yeah.
I would say Creature from the Black Lagoon 3 times.
It's just because you don't like the way Gilman sounds?
Yeah, it's stupid.
You're stupid.
Yeah, I am. Stupid is as stupid does.
I think the Gilman or the Creature from the Black Lagoon. Another thing is the creature. Like, I never liked when monsters don't have, like, creative names.
Yeah.
It's like the thing from The Thing is just The Thing. You know what I mean? It's an alien, but it's The Thing.
I liked that one.
The name of it?
Yeah, The Thing.
I mean, that's less definable, I guess. But
because
like,
that's exactly what it is. It's a thing because you never actually see what it looks like.
Or like it. Like I hate it. Like call it like the
it,
clown or something. Or like there's and how many it's have there been? You know what I mean? Like the it from the Addams Family. It's like it refers to a million different things. Like the Thing could be from Marvel Comics. You know what I mean? But it is sort of like you don't see a lot of Creature from the Black Lagoons.
Yeah.
If you go into like a Halloween store, it's going to be more vampires and werewolves over Creature from the Black Lagoons.
Yeah, but he is creepy.
He's creepy, and I do think he fits in. Like, if you ever seen Monster Squad, he's one of the 4 monsters that roam around.
Yeah. I don't think we got him in Hotel Transylvania, though.
Maybe it's like a brief aside or something.
Yeah, maybe in like a fish tank or something as like a comedy thing.
Just since there's been 4 movies, I assume there's been one, but I don't know if,
Okay. So, right now on the list, we have Vampire, Werewolf, Mummy, and Creature of the Black Lagoon. But, once again, we've got the Witch next. Just plain Jane Witch.
Kind of think Witch knocks off the Creature.
I think Witch knocks off the Mummy.
The Witch is up there for now, though, for sure.
Yeah.
But is the Mummy more iconic than the Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Absolutely not. Not for Halloween, I don't think.
I think so. I think you would see a Mummy over a Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, I hate the Mummy being up there.
Just because it's not scary doesn't mean it's not a part of Halloween
That's true.
history. You know
That's
what I mean?
True. Okay, well, Creature's getting knocked off, and the Witch is coming on. Because Witch is iconic too. Even if you don't like, you've got the Addams Family. The mom always gave witch vibes. You know,
like Looney Tunes has a witch.
Yeah, green face, pointed hat, the wart.
I think it's Wizard of Oz a big influence on all that stuff. You know, you got the Wicked Witch of the West.
It's green.
That movie's coming out this year. Wicked.
Yeah, Wicked.
Witches are super iconic, even like just like as a costume for Halloween. Like you're gonna see
Hocus
a witch.
Pocus, fan
Hocus
favorite.
Pocus for sure.
Yeah.
Any kind of. I think witches are more in the common eye than something like
the Creature from the
Black Lagoon. Yeah.
Gilman
for sure.
Sorry, Gilman. Okay, so Witch has knocked him out. Okay, next up on the list we have the Wendigo.
No.
You don't think so at all? Yeah, probably not.
Because like Wendigo, if you don't even if I feel like the public wouldn't know what a Wendigo is.
There's been 2 times that I've seen a Wendigo in the movies, and that is in Supernatural the show, so not even a movie. And then they came out with a Wendigo movie 5 or 6 years ago. I remember my girlfriend watched it. She said it was spooky, but
I think there was like a sci-fi original Wendigo movie or something.
Probably. Sci-fi original movies are never that good.
Yeah.
Pretty sad. But no, Wendigo does not make the cut. Sorry, bud. Get out of here, stinky. Next up, Demon. Now, when I think Halloween Demon, I'm thinking like the goat-headed demon. You know what I mean? Like the satanic demon.
You don't think like red pointy horns and red face and
I guess so. See, I'm kind of still going a little bit scarier. You know what I mean? A little more on theme.
I think both can fit that category. Like they can both exist in the same subclass.
Because I mean, I saw the only American Horror Story season I watched was the Apocalypse one, and it was about the Antichrist, and it gave off a lot of those kind of vibes and stuff. And we have Satanists and cultists who worship them on Halloween kind of thing, the goat-headed one.
I think Demon for me is up there with Witch as far as like iconic.
Yeah.
Like I think if the Mummy's still on there, I think maybe the Mummy goes.
Yeah, so we'll take the Mummy off and put the Demon in.
Because like, you know, how hard is it to put on like a red morph suit and have like a little pitchfork and even like a little tail maybe, or like paint your face red.
Yeah.
That's a demon right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's easy peasy.
And it can be scary if you go the other way with it. It can be humorous, funny, cartoony Halloween, or it can be genuine horror movie scary.
Plus, like you think about all the exorcism movies, like that exorcism movies for me are very ingrained in like Halloween culture and all that kind of stuff. A lot of that is demons possessing little girls thanks to The Exorcist.
Yeah, you got Constantine, the movie.
Yeah, well, that's more of a superhero thing. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think you can't think of Halloween without thinking demon in some sort of way.
I think Halloween, you're thinking like scary. And when you think scary, you think evil. Evil is definitely the demon side of it.
Yeah.
I think the demons are up there as iconic.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll keep demon on there. So right now we have vampire, werewolf, witch, and demon.
Yeah.
But next up on the list is Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's got to go. I think the demon's got to go.
Really? I was thinking the witch had to go.
I think the witch is more iconic than the... First off, Frankenstein definitely makes it up there.
Frankenstein definitely goes up there. Now we're just thinking, who are we cutting?
I think witch is more Halloween than demon.
Yeah. Especially from bringing to your mind, you automatically have a witch image in your head.
Yes. And it's
like... you think a demon.
And it's like there's so many elements to the witch that I think the demon just doesn't have. Like you got magic. You also got like... boiling a stew, boiling a brew in a pot.
With a big
you know
pot
what I mean?
and cauldron and stuff.
There's more like songs, like witchy songs. I think I think
I
that
put a spell on you.
Yes. I think all those elements add up together to be more than what the demon is.
Okay, you've sold me.
Okay.
We'll cut the demon out, and now we've got Frankenstein in.
Let's go.
Next up on the list, Ghost.
That's tough.
Here's the thing. I wouldn't say it, but then as I was about to say you can't think of Ghost in your head, I instantly think of Sheet.
It's Casper, or it's like the Sheet Ghost,
It's iconic, right?
It is very iconic.
But is it more iconic than those four?
Maybe. I mean, because Ghost, to me, is like just the typical supernatural creature.
Right.
It's like the supernatural thing. Like, if there's something happening, even like all the movies affected by ghosts, it's like Poltergeist. Even like Beetlejuice is a ghost, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, all that stuff. There's just so many, and it can be scary, it can be funny, it can be, classical. There's the Ghost Story with Casey Affleck, it's just like a drama, It's like all these kind of different things.
You got the ghosts from Harry Potter, which are more just spirits.
Yeah, take your head, head comes
Nearly
off.
Headless Nick.
That's
a mouthful.
That's a mouthful for sure. I would just call him Nick if I knew him in real life.
They do.
That's probably, good.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know. I'm torn here.
I'm very torn. I don't know about this one because vampire, werewolf, witch, Frankenstein is like powerful.
So is the ghost? If anything gets knocked out here, it's the witch for me.
Yeah.
So do you think the witch is over the ghost, or the ghost is over the witch?
Oh man, that's tough for Halloween. I kind of think it's the ghost.
Over the witch, or just kick the ghost to the curb?
No, I think the ghost beats the witch.
Damn.
What do you are you on the same page?
I could be swayed either way. Like
me too.
Whichever
honestly.
way you said it.
You know what it was for me? I was thinking of the cereal mascots. It was like Count Chocula. You got your Frankenberry and the Fruity Tooty wolf. There's a Wolfman one. I think there's a Mummy one too. By the way,
there's a witch one though too.
There's definitely Boo Berry.
Boo Berry though, with the ghost.
And I think you got
Casper, but you've
had
Christmas movies with Casper.
There's ghosts that go into like the Christmas Carol. I mean, those are ghosts of Christmas past or whatever.
I think it beats the witch. I think we're gonna say that.
Yeah, and look, I love a witch for Halloween. That's a good costume or a good whatever, but like all it takes to be a ghost is just a sheet
and some holes.
That's way easier than a witch.
Then,
you got to do face paint. You don't have to do face paint, but you got to get the hat, you got to get the broom or something. Sheet is all you need for a ghost.
All right, so next up on the list, I don't think it'll make it on there, but skeleton.
Ooh, see, they're iconic.
They're iconic, but there's not a movie about skeletons.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
I knew you were going to say it. I knew it.
I always think about Jason and the Argonauts where he's fighting the big legion of skeletons.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I think they're more of a prop than a monster.
Yes. But like they're definitely like the imagery. Like they come to mind. But the thing is, monsters to me are like characters.
Right.
So a skeleton is less of a character. It's more just like a symbol of like a dead person.
Right.
Which is Halloween-y, but I don't know if we're talking monsters. I think the four that we have are more iconic and tied to the holiday. Mm-hmm. But like, I'm thinking that. I'm because the symbol of like a skull is one of the more iconic things.
Yeah, but it's more prop than monster.
Yes, I think so. If we're going just like straight monsters, and they're kind of like a character, and I don't, skeletons don't usually get up and do stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do.
Get the one from Halloween Town.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's a taxi driver.
Yeah. Dude, those movies, man.
You don't like them?
I forgot about them. Yeah.
They're so good.
Well, I remember just being like, is it just a town of trick-or-treaters because the effects were so, the budget was so small?
Yeah,
it was just people in masks. So I'm like, are these supposed to be actual monsters?
Next up, we're going to have, now bear with us, I'm going to say alien, but we're thinking Martian alien. So we're talking little
classic
green,
alien.
gray guy, kind of thing. Halloween themed. I don't think he quite makes it up there, though.
No, I think he's on the level of like a witch, where it's like it's past the tier of like basic monster, but it's not quite at the iconic Rushmore
like Mars
level.
Attacks.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Well, those are iconic, definitely. But like even more so like the big gray, like the
Mars
alien gray.
Needs Moms. It's a scary one.
That's very scary. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think like the typical like gray alien Martian kind of thing. 1950s kind of Roswell vibe.
Yeah, gray matter, if you will.
Yes, from Ben 10. Exactly. I think that's it's iconic to the genre. It's maybe more, but you can watch an alien story any time of the year.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I would when it's like Frankenstein or like Dracula, I want to watch that during Halloween time.
Exactly. Yeah. So good monster not making the cut.
Exactly. And like that's pretty much all of our aliens lumped into one too.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up we have gargoyles. So
iconic, very iconic.
Very iconic. I'm struggling to find scary ones. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Skyrim. They have gargoyle monsters you have to fight.
Cool.
Even Dark Souls 1 has gargoyles you have to fight. Most media, I can only think of like Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is like the funny gargoyles.
Ones. There's the Disney show Gargoyles. Like kind of goes hard.
Yeah, but none of them are scary.
No, it's more action fun.
Yeah, but I know they are a monster, but I don't think they make it up there.
I like
honorable mention. They look cool.
Sure.
And the neo-Gothic like Catholic stuff is really cool.
Gargoyles are like a cool real life thing. I don't know what the purpose of having scary monsters like up on your building is.
They were supposed to ward evil off.
But they look evil. They look like little demons.
Yeah. It's like a scarecrow.
I don't. Okay. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I love and the word gargoyle. It's like fun to say.
Yes, dude. Yeah. But no, don't quite make it on there.
Not the Halloween list.
No. Next up, I have never been scared of these guys, but I know it's like a thing. Clowns.
Clowns are definitely at this point a Halloween monster. I was watching some Disney Channel thing, and it was like, oh, these monsters are in real life now, and one of them was a clown.
Yeah, I think clowns have gone from being funny, haha, a clown, to horror.
And from that point, they've gone to fetish on TikTok. You see all these girls dressed up like clowns, and it's always
sexy, like instead of a sexy nurse or a sexy cop, you're a sexy horror clown.
Kind of does something for me.
It works. But that's the only way it works. I don't think they make it up on the Monster Mash.
No, you got like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's fun.
Yeah.
But that's not like overly iconic.
Yeah.
And when you think of Halloween, you might dress up as a clown and be scary, but I don't think
like
it's probably where it started. I think, and even I think
serial
John Wayne Gacy or whatever.
Yeah, serial killers dressed up as clowns. I think was the first time it was.
Probably the first time. But like clowns are kind of creepy in the fact that like you can't see their nose, and there's like a psychological study or whatever that says like your nose is like the most identifiable part of you.
Yeah.
I guess I mean it's science. I don't know. Don't argue with me.
We're not scientists.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard that before. So covering up the nose, it just like you could be anybody. It's like an incognito mode kind of thing.
A killer.
Yeah. So clowns, I know a lot of people are afraid of them. I don't think. Iconic wise, to me, they'll never be like a monster. Like I think it's just kind of a piece of pop culture that people are afraid of, but not for me.
The Grim Reaper.
See, that's like the skeleton route. I mean, like it's just a skeleton with a shroud and a
now
scythe.
You get like Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yeah.
Grim Reaper. You get Death from Supernatural, who was more intimidating than scary.
Sure.
Like he meant business kind of thing.
Bill and Ted 2, Grim Reaper.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I trust you.
He's kind of like a silly guy. Like he's intimidating at first, and then once he kind of like hangs out with him, he's like, "Party on, dudes!" Like he becomes.
And here's the thing too: sometimes the Grim Reaper is someone who ferries people, or sometimes Grim Reaper is death itself.
Yeah.
Right. So you've got the Castlevania show on Netflix. Ends up the main bad guy of the season or the series is Death, and he's like a big Grim Reaper kind of guy.
Hard fight in the video game, by the way.
Yeah.
Really tough.
And it goes hard in the show. So watch that show if you haven't watched it.
I think I'm coming down on the same realization I came with Skeleton. Like, death is more. I mean, Halloween is, I guess, the celebration of death. Or
I've never really known. I know some people think that it's the devil's birthday. That's not real.
No,
it's not Satan's birthday. It was never that.
It's just kind of a time to celebrate more dark kind of. I mean, in like Mexican culture, in Hispanic cultures, it's more like celebration of the death.
And that's the thing too is growing up religious, I know some people would hand out booklets that would say, "Oh, you don't want to celebrate Halloween. It's the devil's birthday." And I remember a comic specifically was like, "And I hate your stinking birthday." And I'm like, "You're telling people this. You don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah.
So definitely not that. And I like that the Hispanic culture is more of like celebration. You know, Dia de la Muerte.
Yeah, Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead.
You get Coco from it.
Coco, Book of Life, a lot of different good media. Sweet bread, delicious in Spanish class. They brought in sweet bread for us to eat.
The Grim Reaper, scary. If I were to see the Grim Reaper, I'd obviously be like, oh, that sucks. But it's not.
Again, Christmas Carol, there's a Grim Reaper in that.
And it's also, most of the time, the Grim Reaper isn't even evil. He's just more of like a, hey, man, it's your time. Let's go.
Depending on the depiction.
Yeah. He's never really been scary. He's more of like, you're scared because of the situation you're in.
It's almost like inevitable. It's
Yes.
like you can't really run from the Grim Reaper. But
Yeah.
like I wouldn't think of Grim Reaper Halloween. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think Halloween's more specifically like the 4 we've got right now,
Yeah.
or more Halloween-y.
So Grim Reaper not on there, still respectable. Now this one could potentially. It kind of mixes skeleton and Grim Reaper. We've got the Headless Horseman.
I think this is more iconic. I don't know if it's... What do we have on the list right now?
Okay, so on the heads we have vampire, werewolf, Frankenstein, and ghost.
We can't actually put him up there because he doesn't have a head.
No, he has it. It's in his hand.
I'll put like a jack-o'-lantern if we decide to put him up there.
I think of the only time I think about it is Ichabod Crane.
Yeah,
which terrifying. You're in 1600s like Massachusetts. You're walking down this dark forest road and you see the Headless Horseman. Really, the only time it does it for me, though. There was Sleepy Hollow, the TV show. We don't have a lot of media revolved around.
There's not a lot of Headless Horsemen. There might be like a Headless Horseman like cameo
I think it's
or
just
something.
him, but we don't have a lot of media about him.
I think the only reason I'm going to say maybe is because like the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, the Disney short, is
It's
maybe
scary, dude.
It's scary. It's like the most Halloween vibes in anything ever.
When I was a kid, that short scared me.
I love it so much. I watch it every Halloween. Usually, I'll pick that up and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna really get into the vibes.
Yeah.
Like that, like the song they sing and like just the vibes of it and like
The vibe is off.
The guy talking is very. It's almost like he's kind of saying.
He has like the Halloween voice.
Yes, and like the way it's animated, it feels crisp when you watch it. It feels like it's like a nice fall night.
Yeah.
And there's like a big scary headless horseman coming.
Yeah.
And like the jack-o'-lantern's another big symbol. So we could kind of tie in jack-o'-lantern to the haunted horseman if you wanted, or the headless horseman.
The question is it strong enough to knock out any of the 4 on there now?
It may be the ghost, but probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Because more people are going to know Ghost with the sheet than the Headless Horseman.
Real talk, I don't like Christopher Walken Headless Horseman.
Christopher Walken was Headless Horseman?
There was a Tim Burton Sleepy Hollow movie with Johnny Depp as Ichabod Crane. You don't know that?
No, I did not know that existed.
It's not. It doesn't do it for me.
So last on this list, we've got Goblin.
No.
No.
But Goblin is in itself like a monster.
Yeah.
I don't know that it...
But goblins aren't just Halloween.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
you
more
think of-
D&D when I think Goblin.
Yeah, I think Goblin Slayer. The guy literally kills goblins.
When I think of, you know what I think of when I think of goblins?
Don't say The Hobbit.
Goblin D's nuts.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't see that coming. I actually really didn't.
No, I think D&D. I think Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I think stuff like
Harry
that.
Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Not really that scary, even though they can be. They're little.
Sure, yeah, totally.
You know?
But they're more just like greedy little monsters. I don't think they're like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're like as iconic as like a Frankenstein for Halloween or
No,
whatever.
not at all. Wow, I was expecting us to argue a lot more with this.
What was your list going into this? What were your top 4 that you had?
Vampire, werewolf, Frankenstein. I think I was going to go mummy. Like the first
Really?
4 I wrote down were probably the first 4 I was going to put on the list.
I think Mummy's iconic enough.
Yeah.
And when we talk about all these Halloween characters, Mummy is usually in the conversation, but it's not as iconic as something like.
Yeah.
Because the Mummy movies are awesome. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but they're not Halloween movies
Yeah.
like the actual Brendan Fraser ones.
Yeah, and feel free, guys, to disagree with us on this. We had
Yeah.
a lot of people mad that we put Zascare on the Ben 10 one over like Charmcaster.
I heard people say Animo was a bad pick.
Yeah, so obviously you guys aren't going to have the same list as us. Yeah, let's solidify the 4 that we have on Mount Rushmore for our list.
You want to go back and forth like we did with the other one?
Yeah, we have Vampire,
Werewolf,
Frankenstein.
Ghosts.
Yeah, so that's our 4. But we could see an argument for Mummy. We could see an argument for Zombie, Witch. Like, there's so many on here that didn't quite make the cut. That
Even
could
like
have
Skeleton and Grim Reaper. Like, if you think those are more iconic to Halloween itself, then let us know that. But I think for what we've got, I'm pretty happy with that list.
Yeah, I think this is a bomb list. It's a banger.
Well, realistically for me, it's always Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein. So those are the 3. But then you got a Mount Rushmore, so it's 4. And I think Ghost is just like the next archetype. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's our list. Like we said several times. Let us know if you disagree with us. Stay tuned. We're doing a whole bunch of horror stuff for Halloween, mid-September through Halloween. Stay tuned on the channel every Friday. A new Halloween themed thing is coming out. So make sure you be there, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we will see you guys next time.